welcome back to the newest episode. John, there's Noelle.
Hi guys.
Gail's here, Robin's here.
Hi everyone.
Hey.
Boy, lethargy. I'm lethargic. I'm tired. I don't know what's going on. I'm just sitting here looking at my paper. Yeah, what's going on? I need something. Coffee, Robin. I don't know. What's going on? I don't understand. You don't feel good, right? Are you all right?
Yeah.
You okay better now? Gail's looking good over there. She's feeling better. Yeah, it's good. Oh, she's working on stuff. I mean,
I'm working.
yeah, we got a lot of paper here in place.
It's too bad that they couldn't use the good ink.
Yeah. Don't forget about our stars, everyone, and thank you for everyone that's given us stars. We're almost. Oh God, we got to be close to about 4,000 already.
Awesome.
So
thank you guys.
yeah, thank you. Keep giving us stars.
Stars.
99 cents gives us 100 stars, which gives us different opportunities on Facebook for advertising and also helps us pay for certain things that we do to keep the show going, along with hopefully in the future what we're thinking of doing for Niagara.
Good idea. Help catch predators ourselves.
Yeah, and it's going to be a lot of fun. I cannot wait. And we're going to do it on our own because I just don't think we need anyone else's help to do it. Because what we'll do is just expose them, and they can do whatever the hell they want. But we'll then go to the police with our stuff.
Yeah.
You know?
Like they always have like keywords, and then somebody will call the cops,
and then watch the police do nothing,
right,
or whatever. Here, what a conflict of interest will be here in Niagara County.
Oh, I know.
Oh my God, when these imbeciles show up. We got Kim here. Hello, everyone. Chris.
Oh, thank
Dominic,
you, Kim.
And Kim gives her condolences. All right.
Oh, yeah.
So a lot of things happened. It's funny between Monday and Monday, as far as the D'Angelo stuff.
Today's a big I told you so day.
Before we haven't been able. He was arrested and charged in between our shows. So, hold on. I think I got the little thing here, and then we can I want to discuss it with you just a little bit. There's what he is.
Yep.
Facing rape charges. He faces rape charges. As used prosecutor's husband's name to make phony campaign donations. Explain, what does that tell everybody? What did he do?
So what he did is, because I was we've been telling people for so long how he was involved with Janelle Fasso's campaign for city court judge. He put $200, I think it was, in an envelope and used Lynn Rita's husband, the prosecutor's husband's name, and made it look like he was donating to Janelle Fasso's campaign to make it look like a conflict of interest, to get like this case, to get her thrown off the case or something like that. So. And
when you think about that,
that's ballsy to do that.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
And the fact that they caught him, and all right, so they catch him, they arrested him, they give him an appearance ticket, he gets arraigned. We don't, and for nothing, he just obviously. Another court date.
DNA evidence too. That's amazing that he was allowed to say not guilty when they have his DNA evidence to prove.
Yeah, I wonder how he'll try to say that's not his.
Yeah, he'll try to make some excuse.
But now when you think about it, he's got to go back March 30th or 31st for some kind of motions or something.
The motions,
hearing.
What I'm understanding is those motions are for his rape case.
Yes, I'm pretty sure it is.
And I didn't even be allowed to.
No, I thought that he had all his motions put in, and I thought there was a limit to that.
Right. I think when he goes there, though, I'm assuming they will take him in for what he did, because he's even though he wasn't bailed, it's kind of like an ROR, I think.
Right.
They let him go.
Still can revoke his bail.
I thought he was told he had to behave.
He was told.
So now that's not behaving, and that's not like if he would have got a DWI or something, not good. But what I'm saying, he actually did something to affect the other case, and it was criminal.
Yeah.
So how in the world doesn't he go in there on March 31st or whenever it is, and you would think they cuff him and bring him to the county jail?
Well, because this judge had to already yell at him before at the last court date and say, Mr. D'Angelo, you're not supposed to be doing that. Don't let me find out you're doing this again. Because he contacted a supervisor or a legal supervisor from CPS who was trying to get information on the minor to try and, mess with her case and stuff. So she was already warned not to do this stuff, and he's continuing to do it.
It was August. That's so ridiculous. August 2022. I wrote it down. It was in the paper. Yeah. Is when that happened. Now, what do you know? And I don't know if you know this. Do you remember when the he did this? The tried to give the money to the,
during, I don't know when, but I know during Janelle's campaign.
so it's way back
It was
then.
way back
It's
then,
back
yeah.
then.
It was when she was running for, when Janelle Foster
Right,
was running
okay.
for city court judge.
All right. Josh Collins here is, oh,
He's tagging somebody.
oh, cool. Okay,
Hi,
thank you.
Micah.
Hey, Bill.
Hey, Bill.
So then like, all right, so it's all the way back then. They got the DNA evidence, whatever, they arrested him. There's another question I have for you, damn it. Oh, do we know, does anybody know? This is a good question. What Basso or the campaign manager, did they actually get it in their hands? I wonder, like, did they send
involved in it somehow.
did they send it back? You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
Like, someone had to see it and send it back, or someone had to see it and call the police. Like, what?
Yeah, they're involved in it somehow. I know that. I know she did.
Well, obviously the judge might have, the DA's husband. They probably are the ones that he didn't care.
I know. I heard it got sent. That the letter got sent to the DA somehow, and I think she brought it to the fed.
My question here is too, and I know this is just speculation, allegedly, is thinking like is allegedly. Would it be allegedly that they could have like how allegedly could he have sent it to them?
Right.
Without allegedly them knowing
that
it was coming. Do you see what I mean? Like how you'd have a lot of balls because it's going to go, if you're using the address of the DA, you know what I mean? Yeah. So you had to know.
They had to know.
So that's weird. So what did they know?
Yeah, so how did the return address go back to the DA, or like how did it get back to whomever?
Now,
right.
Allegedly, I heard that's the case. That the return address was them.
Yeah.
And that's how, and I got that from a decent source, and that's how they found out.
Wow.
So that's telling me that allegedly those people, Basso and her manager there, or whoever, would have known it was coming.
Yeah.
They'd have had to know it was coming, because why would he do it? Because
maybe they set him up.
Maybe. Possibly.
It could have been a setup. I mean, I don't, you know.
Anything. Yeah. Because it's a weird thing, right? Because why would he have that? Why would he do that? When you think about it,
I
right?
know. Why would you go?
You just rolling the dice and think.
But this is just all the people who argued with me and told me, and John and Robin and everybody else, that we were wrong about Nick being a part of Janelle Fasso's campaign. I told you so. Why would I make stuff like that up? I knew for a fact 100% that he had everything to do with Janelle Fasso's campaign. And what do you know? Now it's all out there. Nobody can ever argue with me again and say that it's not.
Right.
But he's like,
he said allegedly, maybe allegedly.
That money to buy hot dogs. Yeah, for.
But you're right. I mean, no. Go ahead. Yeah, because that's basically what this is.
Yeah, we were trying to tell you guys forever, and Nick D'Angelo was a part of Janelle Fasso's campaign. It was, and people had the nerve to argue and say we were on a witch hunt and all that bullshit. No, it was 100% true. What Nick did is run the online part of her campaign. He controlled everything online, like her Basso for city court judge page, or all her shit online. Nick D'Angelo handled and ran,
and including Caroline. Because it just went over. Like I think they were just exchanging Facebook pages, like
from what I
rolling them over.
And from what I heard, Judge Brian Seaman, or not Judge DA Brian Seaman is handling this. How could he handle this when he donated to Janelle Fasso's campaign? So how can we make sure that that's actually gonna, right there? I mean, how can we know for a fact that he's gonna handle this the right way when he donated to Janelle Fasso's campaign? So how is she gonna get in any trouble with these? DA.
No, it's this is going to have to move.
That's a conflict
move
of
out
interest.
again.
Yeah, and it said in the paper, but nobody's requested it to be moved. Who can you go to request it that they'll actually listen?
Right. Yeah. No,
because I read it in I don't know 1 or 2 of the articles. Somebody literally put in there that it has not been requested that this be moved.
Yeah, that's right.
If somebody said something to me over the weekend, and they're kind of right. They said, Noel, if you think about this, the person that could have handled this all to begin with, maybe he needs to put a little bit of spotlight needs to be put on him. Angelo Morinello. He could have handled this and had this kid,
long time ago.
Yeah, a long time ago. Angelo Morinello could have put the fire out on this. He had a really great opportunity to stop him. And he did the same thing that Judge Murphy did with Christopher Belter.
Yeah, right.
Basically, he's a good old boy.
He's a good kid.
Let him just.
Yeah, he's a good kid.
Yeah.
Well, unfortunately, I'm sure there's a statute there that doesn't cause him to be, in trouble for anything that he did back then.
But
So
if he
many
would
years
have
ago,
handled
wasn't
it right then back then,
Right.
those, now they could have used all that shit from back then today.
Yeah,
They
I mean,
sealed his records, so
'cause-
none of that could be used.
because they probably could have what? They probably could have put him in. They could have done something,
They
right?
could,
I don't know what
yeah.
it is. I don't know what when you're a minor. I guess. Jesus, no, you're right. That way back when, that was the beginning of it all. And then I think there's other people I'd even like to think about. Like think about the school.
Yeah,
How didn't they?
right.
Come on. We know allegedly that he allegedly had these problems allegedly before that allegedly happened. Or no, that did happen.
Allegedly.
That's not alleged, right? That did
No,
happen
that
in the
did
school.
happen, yeah.
But he allegedly before that issue, allegedly from some alleged people, said that he might have had an alleged problem.
Yeah,
So there's some
even
allegations
after-
for this alleged.
Yeah, what a surprise.
yeah, even after that, even after the 2009 rape case, allegedly, there were a few people who came forward and said he continued that behavior and raped them right after the 2009 rape case. He was having parties allegedly at his house and raping girls right there at his house, allegedly.
And these people. Let's see, what do we got here? Yes, he could have done it on purpose to he probably did do it. He had to have done it on purpose to cause thinking he's going to cause some kind of conflict. But the thing is, how sloppy, because how would you think it wouldn't get noticed?
Right.
It's a very sloppy move by someone who you'd think would be a little more cunning,
How stupid.
allegedly.
How stupid of Janelle and Jamie to even have him working on that campaign.
Well, yeah, that should have been.
Knowing who he is and what he's done, and then lie to the public.
The Gazette actually calls him a political operative, and they didn't use the words allegedly. I mean, they actually said it. You know what I mean? And the other guy, his buddy there, I can't remember his name right now, Balkan, he didn't say allegedly when he said, when everyone was trying to say, oh, he's not a part of the Niagara Action, when he admitted right in the paper that he does the online stuff.
Right.
So my thing is, though, I think he did do that. He certainly did that trying to cause chaos.
Oh, yeah.
Or of any way he could. But it's kind of clumsy. Don't you think? A little clumsy, like it almost like you want to get caught. Because why would you how would you expect that would, here, I'll tell you this even more. And this is really allegedly. This is good. And this isn't even like, this is a fairy tale, so alleged. So let me begin. Like let's say allegedly, Faso and her campaign manager, this is all alleged now. I'm making this up as we go along. What if they didn't know anything and they saw it and they're like, oh my God, look at this.
Right.
This is fucked up. And now so that's what I mean. Like, how could he have suspected that this could have went through without them being a part of the plan? Because otherwise it's gonna be fun. Or maybe he thought they were so stupid that they would just take it, oh, thanks for the money and move on. Now, was this cash?
Yeah.
Even stupider. So he mailed cash?
Yeah. $400, I believe, right?
Or 200?
Yeah.
I think I saw both.
Yeah.
So I don't really know for sure. We don't know.
No one mails cash. So that had to be another red flag. Like if we're doing something here and all of a sudden we're like getting donations and someone sends cash, you're like, whoa, that's weird, right? Who sends cash? You might go to them and hand them cash.
Right.
But you send cash to the mail?
Right.
Yeah, it's allegedly stupider than let's see. This is my personal opinion, and I'll say it. No doubt, Mr. Motions did this stunt to try and taint the district attorney overseeing the rape case. His defense will argue they now have a motive and conflict of interest. And I'll be honest with you, that's fine. It still doesn't mean the case is going away.
Right.
They can do what they want. It's not going away. That was dumb. Yeah.
Like, the person who's prosecuting you, you're gonna go after. Like, look at that dumb.
Yeah, no. I that is a really stupid move. There was no way it could work out.
Yeah.
The only way it could work out, in my mind, now this isn't, so I don't know what Faso and her campaign manager did. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I allegedly have a feeling, but I allegedly don't know. Or I do know, but I don't know. I don't allegedly don't know. I actually don't know. So it wouldn't be alleged, right? You know what I mean? I really know. I can't say allegedly. Yeah. My opinion isn't alleged.
Right.
It's my opinion. It might be wrong, and that's fine. You can tell me. Right?
Your opinion. You
In my opinion, I think there is no way that he could have been thinking this would go through without having someone on the other side waiting to accept it and playing dumb.
Right.
And getting it processed through. There had to be.
In my opinion, he gets the stupidness from his mother.
Allegedly,
In my opinion, yeah. That's from the phone.
That's alleged. Upon. Oh, I can't put the voice. I wish I could put the look of Gail.
Yeah, I have a feeling been practicing that look for years.
I'm not looking for what.
So anyways, I mean, it's,
Hey, Uncle John.
oh yes, hello. Oh, here we go. I'm sorry, I didn't see that. I'm trying to understand with this. What exactly did he do with his, this, okay, so.
So
Oh.
what he did is he was working on Janelle Fasso's city court judge campaign. Like, this was, when was she running? Like a year ago?
Yeah,
So
so was it
ago.
2020? God, I forget. Now, was it 2021 at this point?
Yeah, 2021.
Yeah, I think so.
And so while he's working on her
Yeah.
campaign, he put $200 in an envelope, and what did he do? Donated it to,
He put $200 in an envelope
And
and
mailed
it to the Faso campaign.
yeah, mailed to the Faso campaign, and made it look like it was from the person who's prosecuting Nick D'Angelo for the rape case, made it look like it was her husband donating $200 to the Faso campaign when it really wasn't. So he signed not a check, he signed a mail envelope with $200 in it saying Sam Rita, making it look like he was donating to the campaign to cause a conflict of interest, or to try to get, basically, I think, to go after the prosecutor, to get
Yeah.
the prosecutor kicked off the case, to make it look like a conflict of interest. So
Yeah.
we still don't 100% know what his actual intentions were, but everyone's
Has
pretty
to be,
sure that that's what it was, to try to get the prosecutor
To make
somehow
her look
removed from
dirty.
the case. Yeah, to make her look dirty, to make
Somehow.
her removed from the case.
And
DNA evidence they had.
Yeah.
They had DNA evidence and on the envelope, I'm pretty sure.
because when it comes back, that's what
I know, I was told that it went back to the prosecutor.
That's what I mean.
It ended up getting mailed back to the prosecutor, and the prosecutor, from what I understand, saw it and brought it right to the feds and handed it right into the feds.
I'd love to see this. I want to see this. So the return address has got to be their house, which is funny enough.
Right.
And stupidity. Then once you put a letter in there, he has to write hot, because how would they know who the $200 is from? Even if it just showed up with an address, you would have no
Right.
idea. That's an odd address.
Right.
I don't know where they live, but it isn't Niagara Falls. So do you see what I'm allegedly trying to think of here? Because you would have sent just plain $200 in there with some random address to the campaign. So he had to have a letter in there that said, "Hi, my name is someone, whatever."
And he forged his name. and everything.
On what?
Yeah.
So maybe on the letter. He had to have sent him a letter saying,
And signed.
"Hi, everyone. Yeah, it's me,
Yeah.
the husband of the prosecutor."
Yeah, the person who's prosecuting. was
Holy cow, isn't this a shocker? I mean, what the fuck? All right, let's see. We got more stuff. So do you think he wanted to get caught on purpose? I don't think he wanted that.
Yeah, I think he's so cocky that he didn't think he would get caught.
Right.
He's done this type of stuff before. He's literally done shit like this before, like
Right.
allegedly.
Well, in my opinion.
Yeah.
And in
Gail,
my opinion.
This is Gail's opinion.
Look smart, but life's stupid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And a lot of these guys that are allegedly, serial people, serial rapists, serial killers, they do some stupid things, even though they're kind of bright.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
Oh,
allegedly,
smart.
yeah,
He can sit down and he can regurgitate information that's been fed to him. So yes, I can read this, the teacher can tell me it, and I can regurgitate it when I sit down to take a test.
Right.
But in life, you're really stupid.
and in
Right.
life, he gets in trouble and gets out of it.
Yeah.
Someone was always there to
Right.
fix his mistakes.
Yeah, I think he thought
So
that
they
he could just
go
do
away.
this and it's gonna, because they didn't charge him or go after him right away. They waited like a whole entire year to actually take him down for these charges. Like, we knew these charges were
I
coming
know, a long
for a
time ago.
long
Yeah.
time. That's why I was
We
so
stand on
confident
it,
when
yeah.
I was talking about him being on Janelle Fasso's campaign. That's why I was so confident in saying that, because
It was found out 2 years
it
ago.
was found out 2
Right.
years ago he was
Yeah.
working on
2
the
years
campaign.
ago this happened, and now finally they got enough information to actually bring it to
Let's-
light. But we've known about it for 2 years.
Let's see what this is. I don't know anything at all, but is it possible, if he was working with the campaign, could he have thought maybe he would be the one to intercept the envelope? Then it backfired. Just wondering why anyone would think this was a good idea. Good point. Yeah, I don't know. It's bizarre. Allegedly, they seen a clown in a purple suit mailed. Because they are full of themselves, think themselves, yeah, blah, 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 right?
Yeah.
Brittany says,
definitely.
wow. Well, definitely, he gets himself out of trouble all the time
Yeah.
through his entire life, I'm sure.
Yeah, and his mommy likes to come to the rescue too and try to get him out of trouble. She likes to go after
Allegedly.
allegedly.
And
Well, that's a fact. That's
not,
a fact.
well,
That happened. That was a fact.
or, no,
Hey, people show up on my property. I'm talking shit.
now let's see. Let's see what this. There's another thing here. All right, so I should. What's the? Oh, there's his chair. There's just what he did. There it is. That's the actual press release.
Yeah.
From the New York State Police.
Yeah.
Um.
The state police did that too, so good for them.
Yeah, good for them so far. So good.
State police so far have been very good at this.
Yeah.
Yes, I do have one, Brittany. I have one. Unfortunately, at the time when they were coming to my house, they were charging, they weren't on, but I have one. So I know they're going to come after me, is what I'm saying. I know for a fact that Nick and Janelle and all them, they're going to try to have somebody come after me, and I'm prepared for it. I'm prepared.
And they better be prepared allegedly to get fucked up.
Yeah.
We won't even tell you how.
Yeah. They've already made threats
Right.
to come after.
Yeah, we've heard that. Those have been just like as long as that. That's been going on too. As long as they've known about this.
Yeah.
It's been 2 years of threats through different
They've already
channels.
supposedly have money out over my head to have me hurt,
Yeah.
allegedly.
It is not alleged
It's not
that,
alleged, because we actually have,
We have
Yeah.
proof of them, actually, yeah.
Yeah.
Have money out over my head. to be hurt.
and it's not alleged that Noelle has a very protective dog, so anyone who tries to come might want to think twice.
I will let my dog eat somebody.
So the trial is
And if
set-
it's Janelle, the dog allegedly won't have to eat again for a while.
that's an allegation. That I don't-
My dog might get sick from it.
That's an yeah.
Like bacon.
Here you go. This is the word of the day. This is so fucked up. There you go. That's Brittany Wanker. Not about that. It was she said that before. So on March, you would think that the Erie County DA's office is pissed off.
Yeah.
They got to be furious. That, you know what? Wouldn't you feel like he's like kind of making fun of them?
Yeah.
They're thinking they're so stupid. And so when he sets foot in there on March 31st, I would think they will be angry.
Supposedly, they said in there that they were going to use that to revoke his bail, that they're going to ask for him to be
Remand.
remanded, yeah.
Mhm.
Go to court, and like anyone else would, be in county jail awaiting this trial to end.
then I bet
Right.
you any money they have to look at that fast.
The trial goes quick
Mhm.
then.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Because the
He
justice
doesn't want to
system.
sit there, because as long as he's out walking free, he doesn't give a shit.
Right.
When he's put in jail, then he's going to want this trial to hurry up. So far, this trial has been pushed off for 3 years.
3 years now.
of trials. Now he's going to try to get more motions to what? Try to push the trial off even farther? Fuck that. They shouldn't have even allowed him to have as many motions as he's already had. They weren't even supposed to let him file that many motions. So I don't understand why they're continuing to let him file motions for anything.
Now on March, let me think. I wrote down some stuff.
Wait a minute, weren't we told by a former judge that none of this would have happened because it's in Niagara County, Erie County? It was in another county. It really shouldn't even be in Erie County either. That was a former judge who actually told us that this should not even be in Erie County.
Right. It should.
I'm sure he does work in Erie
Oh,
County.
he's always in
too.
Erie County.
Mhm.
There's so many other counties near us. It's
Yeah.
very easy.
Yeah.
I mean, geez, go down Chautauqua County, one of those places.
But we asked to get it moved
I
and
know.
we were told no.
Right.
We were told no, and there had to be some kind of an uprising by people in the street.
Oh yeah, they wanted civil
Right.
unrest. Oh, that's right. I remember
Yeah,
that.
And I inquired, and I won't say who told me because that would get somebody in trouble, but I was literally told that,
Yeah.
you know, there was no way to move it unless there was some civil unrest, and it would take years, actually. After that happened and things like that would happen, it actually would take years to have it moved anyways.
Yeah.
It's already been 3, but, you know, that's what I was told.
That's unbelievable.
Dominic says, I want to drive home and just come out in the front of their house. Oh, he wants eggs. He wants to egg them and start warming up for spring training. Yeah. Brittany says, I hope they don't continue to delay the trial. Scott, yeah, Nick has a boy toy at the Erie County Courthouse.
Yeah.
Kim says, so much corruption and crooked judges. That's why Nick is not in jail. Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah. But this time they should be mad.
They should be.
The Erie County people, and they glorify that John Flynn guy on TV all the time.
John Flynn
He should be
speaking out.
furious right now that this guy had the nerve to do that to one of his. Think about what
His
he
own
did
DA,
there.
yeah.
When you really think about it, it's incredible that he's not in jail yet. Yeah,
I just can't believe how long it took to actually nail him for this. And I want every single person who ever argued with me about the Janelle Faso thing. I'm accepting apologies now. We're all accepting apologies. I don't give a fuck about your apology, but we're accepting because you guys all argued for what? To be wrong in the end and to look like idiots. So.
Well, that's because we can't give out the information that we have.
Exactly.
And so people think you're just blowing
You're
steam
just
out
saying
their
stuff.
ass. But,
Yeah.
Just because I don't show all the proof that I have of how I know things, don't think I don't have the proof. I have a lot of proof. I mean, that one recording I have is beautiful. I have beautiful recording straight from somebody's mouth with knowing that Nick D'Angelo was running the campaign and everything. I mean, I have a lot of stuff that I'm not allowed to release. But when I say stuff, it's because I know what I'm talking about.
This stuff's going to get released. Wait till this trial's over.
Oh yeah,
Because then you'll be able to.
Then I'll be
Then it'll be free. I would assume free to go.
You just want to.
You can't do it yet. Yeah, not yet.
Yeah.
Why don't we do this? Let's take a break. We're already halfway through. I got so many more questions for you, Noelle, that I wrote down earlier. But let's take our first commercial break, and we'll be back in about 2.5 minutes.
Digits 988 can save a life. If you or someone you know is having thoughts of suicide or experiencing a mental health or substance use crisis, 988 provides connection to free confidential support. There is hope. The Lifeline works. For 24/7 confidential support, just call, text, or chat 988.
Welcome back. So we were talking about D'Angelo being arrested again, and charged with that campaign fraud stuff. But you got to read the headline, because when you read the headline, it'd be different if it had nothing to do with the
glad they
case.
ended up putting Bossel's name in it too. I'm very Bossel's name.
Yeah, you have to. I mean, that's because it's such a crazy. When you connect the dots, it's just allegedly there's nothing you can do.
It was per campaign. I mean, there was 2 other people running, so they had to make sure that they knew whose campaign was.
Yeah, I'm glad that's cleared up.
Yeah, and allegedly, you mean like you have to say, 'cause that's part of the story.
Yeah.
And the dots that get, you know what I mean? Like
They
it's
came
so
right on this podcast too, denying everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right on this podcast was denying everything.
Yeah, one of the worst.
She should have never had the ability to even get on.
No. Yeah.
No, actually, I'm glad though.
She had it all over the place. She was talking like so stupid.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, most of that didn't even make any sense to me.
It didn't make any sense to me either.
No.
As you can see, when I'm doing it, I'm kind of.
Yeah.
I didn't know what to say.
I was so glad though, because now you have that on recording and you have her.
Yeah,
That's all saved up.
that is kind of
And I'm
good.
sure
Some of
they're
the
gonna use
clips
that.
that you've used are pretty interesting.
Yeah, if I didn't have any of that stuff to use now, you know,
When she compares sexual assault to getting divorced.
That was a good one.
Yeah.
when she compared me to Jeff Basso,
That
Yeah.
was unbelievable. That was something.
I was the Jeff Basso.
That whole thing got so messed up too because I wish someday I'll tell you. I didn't know if I ever told you that the day we recorded Saraceno's thing. It was when it came out about him being a Muslim thing and all that. We recorded on a Wednesday and released it on a Friday. No. We were doing the shows on Wednesdays then.
Right.
We recorded on a Monday because Dominic couldn't do it, and we released it on a Wednesday. At around 6:45, she calls my phone and is screaming, "I'm coming down there right now. Let me in. Let me in. Where are you?" And I'm like, "What do you mean, where am I?" She goes, "I want on. I need to get on here. I have to review." I said, "Well, it's not live. You can't go on. It's,
Somebody who runs a daycare.
So then she wanted to have we were going to go to the Hyde Park to do an interview. We were going to the library. We were going to go everywhere. It was supposed to be just me and her, but then of course her boyfriend shows up, and we weren't supposed to talk about Noelle. Noelle's name was never supposed to be mentioned because that was my whole thing when I taught. I don't want her name mentioned because really it's not part of this body. Don't mention her.
Right.
And I got so pissed off she mentioned her. We could see my face. I should have shut it off.
Yeah, I knew that it was.
I was close. I was so close to them. Like, all right. But I said, do not mention her because I didn't want it because it just didn't seem. It wasn't right
I knew
to mention
she
her.
was going to, and I wanted it.
I know you
I wanted it. I did not care what she said. I wanted it meant. I wanted all of it to be said because now that I'm recording,
One of my worst
I can
moments.
save that, and now I can use that against her. That is something I could use against her. Just like I hope the DAs use this against Nick because Nick D'Angelo is posting on the Niagara Action. So currently on the Niagara Action, he's posting. I don't know if you guys can see. Sun News. So he's posting a picture. Says, sorry with my dirty hands. Sun News 716-480-5165. So there are people hanging out a window saying Sun News. This is from the Niagara Action page. So you're out. You're awaiting trial for sex case and everything, and you're posting inappropriate pictures like that on the Niagara Action. Like, are you kidding me?
And that's part of his case.
Not only that, then another one was somebody grabbing somebody's nipple. Like, he posted the most disgusting, inappropriate things. And he's allowed to run in our local news.
Supposedly.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
I'd love to know whose phone number that is.
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
Oh,
right.
I know.
Right.
I
Sun News. I can't.
Probably Nick's other phone number.
That's what I mean. He's probably so dumb that it's somehow linked to him.
Well, yeah, after this last thing, you got to question some of the intelligence of this guy.
Yeah.
When you send cash in the mail, like that with the return address, and then you have to let them know who it is.
Right.
I'm the hut. Insane. That's the dumbest thing. You know what else is dumb? Noelle, everybody here, is this. People's got to stop begging Channel 2, 4, and 7 to do anything. They're not. They're not going to do anything. No. I'm done with them.
Yeah.
Stop begging. We don't need them. And when I say that, I mean all of us, everyone. We have our own spot on social media. So use it, and we're better than them. No doubt about it.
Yeah.
This is what Channel 2 is doing. Women helping women, they call this. Buffalo Niagara Falls Facebook group lets women know if they are dating the same man.
But they won't let anybody know that there's a rapist out there raping a ton of people.
So this is what they do.
That page is actually supposed to be like a confident page too. They didn't want that in the news.
And
people didn't want that to be put in the news.
And I kind of feel like too, it's not. I'm sorry, but it's not serious.
It's not
what we're dealing with.
Right.
Whether your boyfriend or girlfriend is cheating on you just isn't newsworthy.
Right.
And it certainly that shouldn't go over the fact that you got stuff going on in Niagara County like this.
Right.
And you're, I would say, purposely ignoring it.
Yeah.
For sure.
They were probably one of the news stations that were allegedly paid off by Nick. Probably. Because, he did go to a news reporter and try to pay off a news page and pay them to write. Oh, who was very quiet? The Niagara Reporter. The Niagara Reporter.
Oh, yeah.
Super quiet. For them saying that Nick D'Angelo doesn't work there anymore, very quiet.
How about them goofballs? And I want to see which candidate goes to them looking for their endorsement. Please do.
If you have any brains at all,
stay away from them.
Stay away from them.
They don't have 30,000 people anymore. That was back in the 90s or whatever. That was, they have nothing.
They
And
do
if you
it
do
because
it,
they're like
they bought.
like Niagara Action does. They buy followers. That's the only reason the Niagara Action or any of them have followers. Because they're
And if
bought.
you accept
I'm being
their
nice.
endorsement,
You are what you are.
Yeah.
you had better look into what they're saying because you're taking that on.
Oh yeah, you
Yeah.
are part. You are it. And I'll tell you this. I'm being nice to them. Don't do it.
Right.
Don't do it. I'm just saying, don't do it. Don't go there, because you go there, you're going to be open season for everybody, and it's not going to stop. I guarantee it.
You don't want your name associated with them.
No, and there are people out there that are going to make sure everyone knows,
Right.
and they will know, and it won't stop. Bad move. The fact that they even had the guts to put that out there, I was stunned. Like, all right, it's a total garbage page that means nothing.
All he does is post about the football and stuff. It's supposed to be a news page, and he can't, because he's not a real news reporter. He can't post real news. He has to go and steal stuff from other pages and post it, or copy it from other pages and post it, or make up his own.
It all
And he's not even allowed to have police reports.
That's when it all ended.
Yeah.
I guess for him,
Yeah.
because they stripped that from him after. Remember the police?
Yeah,
and
he got
everyone got
caught
mad at him.
posting shit he wasn't supposed to, and
Yeah.
he got banned from having access to police reports.
And that's where it was revealed that he is part of the Niagara Action. His own guy said it right in the paper.
Right.
You want to know what's funny is Pat Falcon decided to take Nick's name down after these charges, but the sex crimes were okay.
Right.
The rape charges were okay. You didn't
Yeah.
mind having your name associated with Nick D'Angelo when the rape charges happened. But now that, the campaign fraud charges happened, now you take his name down? No, that's not good enough. That's because Pat Falcon was involved. And this is true. It's not allegedly. This ain't my opinion. This is true.
This is true.
Because he got caught lying to the state police about one of the rapes that happened in his office.
Mary Leahy says, yes, those channels only come to the Falls if there's a murder. I send Porch Fest press releases every year. No response. Of course, nothing as serious as your situation. No, I get what you're saying, though.
Yeah.
But they've never cared about Niagara County. We know that. They don't care.
Yeah.
But here's the thing that kills me. It's now it is leaked into your Erie County DA's office. Why aren't you speaking about it? That's now your county, Buffalo. Why aren't you talking?
To the sheriff's pages, the Niagara County Sheriff's very freaking quiet.
Yeah.
Very quiet. You guys blast everybody, but you can't blast that.
Not a
You
chance.
serious? Well, that's because Nick D'Angelo is too busy posting the Niagara County Sheriff on the Niagara Action page all the time, making sure he looks good.
Yeah. What's he do? Oh, in the pool. Or
Yeah.
Nice one.
On eating sandwiches.
Hey, Scott wants to know where Skrillin, whatever the hell his name is.
Yeah.
He was surely happy to call people names on his post. Now his buddy is in the news and he's silent.
I know. He said something very funny. Skrillin, whatever his name is.
In the end, when you are guilty, it all comes to light. I hope so.
Yeah.
Sadly, I will say that Lewiston situation made me feel like that's not true. Belther is really upsetting because he got away with what he got away
He
with.
did.
I mean, it's disgusting.
But then again, too, like,
it's Niagara County.
I feel like if they were to just those poor victims were told not to speak out. I've been told not to speak out and everything. I won't stop talking about it. I keep talking about it. I feel like if more people keep talking about it and raising hell, it's going to get more attention. It's just all about, like, I hate that people are told to not talk about it.
Yeah.
Like, stop telling these victims not to talk about a situation. Like, then that happens.
And that's not good for the victims.
Not good for the
either.
victims.
I mean, if anybody cares
About them.
yeah, because that gets overlooked.
The
and
justice
everything
system sucks.
Yeah.
Think about it. You go into court for this kind of stuff. If you're a victim of any kind of violent crime, you're in criminal court. There's a prosecutor, there's a defense attorney, and you just sit there. You don't have an attorney. You know what I'm saying? The victim doesn't have an attorney. The victims have a chance to speak unless they're called upon to speak. You know what I mean? Like, they have nothing to say about it.
Yeah.
They're just the victim. Go ahead.
Now I have to just go back to Skrillin.
Okay.
We had a conversation going with him, my husband and me. I jumped in there, of course. And, he was giving him information and this and that. And all of a sudden, we got a text back saying that he was no longer going to be overseeing this information and case. He's no longer.
When was he ever doing it?
So I sent him a question saying, why? Is it going to be hushed up now then? It's got to be, you're handing it off to somebody else, so is it going to be hushed up? Oh, absolutely not. Haven't heard another thing.
Yeah.
Of course. Only because that's your buddy. And when you wanted to say you hope Frank or face on fire so Frank could piss on him, I hope Frank pisses on your mother's face, to be honest. So you want to say that shit, I hope he doesn't say it to your mother. And if your mother's in a grave, then maybe he should piss on the grave. Excuse me.
I recall that. Yeah, that was something.
Yeah, that was pretty bad.
That post was bad.
That
That, he
was pretty
signed.
bad.
That was the post of a lunatic.
But I asked him, I said, oh, so you're not going anywhere? He was like, nope, it's been handed off to somebody else.
No, that's what happens. That's what happens. What are you gonna do? I mean, we have a feeling that the court's in May, right? May. I think jury's being selected in May. How about?
They're not.
There's no jury. There's been no jury selected. We would know, I think. And that's a big deal. You know, that's a big deal, jury selection. And I don't think it's happened yet. We might have to regroup. I don't know. I do have a commercial if we need to run them. Robin? Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Some guy said that he hopes that our faces get pissed at by Frank Carletto. So I hope the same for him, and I hope the same for his mother.
What's wrong with these fucking people? I mean, it goes from that to wiping the lawyer's ass. I mean, there's comedy of errors all the time. Yeah.
Brittany, we don't know when they're going to select the jury. These are different dates, but now again on March 31st, Nick D'Angelo is supposed to go into court for more motions, and that's just his way of delaying things. So we won't know anything until March 31st.
And we're all hoping that maybe that's where it comes to an end.
Yeah.
That they get mad over the fact that other thing that he did. Not only did he not behave like he was supposed to, but it was also concerning the rape case. So like,
you notice that's a common theme too, like him not behaving. Like
you don't
right
have
from
to.
the beginning, oh, he's a good boy, and then he goes on to do what he does.
Yeah.
I would
And then
love to hear Paul Cambria speak now. When Paul Cambria said, "Oh, he's a good boy. He's an honor student. He's not a threat or danger." Okay, he's not a threat or danger. Look at him now.
yeah, and then
Bigger threat and danger than he ever was.
even in this case, it was the same thing. It was, basically they looked at him like he wasn't a threat.
Yeah, they looked at him like he was a good little boy.
Yeah, like because he walked into this court, whatever bullshit they said, an upstanding lawyer or something like that.
I would love Paul Cambria to come and have to say now what he feels about his ex-client. But he won't. Paul Cambria was asked to speak out, and he didn't.
I'm gonna guess Scott will know what time. I bet you we'll find out what time that court thing is. That's why I think we would know if a jury's already selected. I believe someone would have said something by now. So if a jury's got to be selected, I'm gonna guess trial starts in June.
Yeah.
Oh, see, now I'm gonna laugh again. Would you look at Jerry's?
Gertie.
Gertie is watching it, Gertie.
What am I missing?
Instead of putting Jerry as
okay.
Gertie.
I thought I was supposed to know Gertie. Real quick, before we move on to something else, Robin's show tomorrow night will be on.
Good.
We have a good story about Lockport that's not going to have a hospital soon. There's going to be a point where there's no hospital. They're closing it, and Catholic Health is coming in, but they have got a lapse in time that the mayor did not seem to care about. So, got a lot of good information from some friends, some people you know, and one that have been on the show, and some others. So we got to have a good show tomorrow night about Lockport and just the terrible neglect that city's getting, that they're going to sit there without a hospital. And that's going to hurt a lot of the county, not obviously Lockport.
Right.
Yeah, Dad, you put Gertie instead of Jerry. You put Gerty instead of Gery. That's why.
We got to pick on you, even though you're not even Jerry.
And we must pick on you later.
Do you know, and through your sources, Noel, I don't know if you've asked anybody, I don't know if anyone's said anything, do they think that he will go to jail on the 31st? When he goes in there for this hearing.
They're thinking that they're hoping that he does. They said that they could absolutely revoke his bail and put him in jail for this. So they could absolutely put him back and hold him until trial for what he did. So it's up to the judge. So let's hope the judge does the right thing.
They've got to, and the DA's got to be asking. I mean, they should be. I would imagine she's got to be furious.
Yeah.
That she had, wouldn't you be if that was, think about it. Wouldn't you? If the guy that you're alleging is a rapist, whatever, just use your husband's name.
Yeah.
Right.
You're mocking you. Stop being a mock. Stop being mocked. Stop being a clown.
Do something.
That whole thing is a joke, man. I just don't understand how this has even gotten to this point.
There's a perfect example of why he should have been locked away to begin with. Why he should have been
exactly.
held until trial to begin with. Now look, you let him out and he's not a flight risk, but he's literally doing everything and anything possible that he's not supposed to be doing.
Right, and they don't care.
So he's not flight risk, but and he is a flight risk because he tried running to Arizona and applying to Arizona.
I think he's been to Florida.
I think he's been to Florida too.
Allegedly, I'm alleging that he's been to Florida.
I know his family's been to Florida.
I allege that he left the state. Allegedly.
Probably ran to Arizona
opinion,
too.
Allegedly. Because there's people in Florida that I would assume he'd want to go see.
Oh yeah.
We know that
Arizona,
person, right?
Yeah.
Arizona too.
But Florida recent, right? Because we
recently,
saw that great article that the reporter wrote. So that person, like, why wouldn't he want to go visit?
Yeah.
Right.
You know what? From the minute he got arrested the first time, he was right back in court working, right? Instantly. He was online making those sick profiles that we found all of them.
Yeah.
Dressed as a girl, all kinds of stuff. And you know what else makes me mad? There are some people here in this county, and one of them is allegedly a mayor, and I'm not gonna say what city, but they know exactly what he is.
Right.
They told me with my own ears heard it, and they do nothing.
Yeah.
And say nothing.
They say nothing.
They know. They told me the crime that he committed.
Yeah. We were told about the crimes that he committed too by some other people that were friends with Judge Clark, and I'm surprised. So Judge Clark must have known about this. He just was okay with it.
Why wouldn't they speak? What would be the reason to not give your information, right?
Right.
I mean, this is the thing that will always baffle me. He's nothing. He really is nothing. He can be a political operative all he wants. He's nothing. Why not just cut ties and end this?
I know.
You could have ended this so long ago.
And you know what was funny too is when I have to say this, when Jamie DePietro said on the podcast, when she's like, when our campaign first formed, there were no charges or allegations that we knew about. You're a fucking liar, because guess what? Janelle knew immediately when I came out with the allegations because I was on a podcast saying it. Janelle was right there watching it the whole entire time. She was asking for information about me and the victims to be sent back to her. So no, they knew about it. What do you mean that they didn't know about any allegations? It was all over the place before the campaign. So she's full of shit right there.
I would say this, Bill, about
allegedly.
Yeah, about him. Obviously, that was his attempt, was to do stuff. But that's fine. But there's other people in that office that can take the case. There's no reason why when the DA's office gets just, I don't even want you to say, like, scummed, like their face put in the dirt, like, you're just made fun of. They got to be furious. It's got to happen. Yeah. So you know what? Get a new prosecutor, do whatever you got to do. You know what? Let it take 3 more years, but he should be in jail waiting.
Right.
As long as he's in jail waiting, we're good.
Yeah.
You know what? And we'll wait.
I think that's what we would feel most comfortable with too. Like, you know what? We wouldn't be so crazy about the thing hurrying up if we knew that he was in jail. If he was held in jail, we would be fine with that.
Right, because he is
just like Murdoch
out here victimizing more people. He's
online
out here,
going nuts,
and trying to affect the case. I mean,
he's already
many times already caught. Beyond this one.
If anybody wants to look it up, there are news articles stating that he was caught
tampering with evidence, witnesses.
Yes.
So since the very beginning, he was caught with tampering with evidence, witnesses, and obstruction. So he's been doing this.
Yeah. So this has to. What I'm saying is that has to be the tip of the iceberg. It has to be. If it's not, then it's even worse than we all thought. If that's not enough, what would he have to do? Rape someone right in front of them?
Yeah.
I mean, would he have to literally go in? You know what I'm trying to say? Like, what would you have to do?
Supposedly, there's more victims now too.
Yeah, I don't understand. And if it doesn't happen, then the DA's office in Erie County is really. They should think about electing a new district attorney. I'm sorry. Yes. Because obviously then he's not doing what he's got to do. Right. As much as those news stations love him, I don't know. Right. Because this here is a disgrace, and let's see what other people have to say. Kim, so many lies equals corruption. Well, yeah. How did he ever become a lawyer? Well, that was because they sealed up the case. So
Angelo Moreno sealed the case on back in 2009. And
so no one knows nothing.
Yeah.
because he was a good boy and deserved to go on
Have a
with his
life.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if Angelo Mornello would have done what he should have done back in 2009, shit would actually probably be different right now.
The thing is, and this is what I don't get, and you know when that shit happens, it's going to happen again, and it isn't the first time you were caught.
Right.
You know, it isn't the first. You just got caught that time. That's why they cry.
Yeah.
Not crying for any other reason because they've been caught.
They
You know?
don't care about sex crimes.
No,
they really
they don't because
they don't take them seriously. They just don't care. They act like it's no big deal.
And then they wonder why it takes victims so long to come forward.
Right.
Like, there's probably victims right now who have been raped who see this case going on, and they're like, wow, is this what I'm going to have to deal with? Is this what I'm going to have to look forward to? My rape is not going away for how long? If they're walking free, get to do whatever they want, why bother coming forward?
Think about that. The Belter case, right? I didn't know, and we're pretty much in tune with a lot of stuff. I didn't really know that was going on until it happened.
Right.
Until the oh my God, look what just happened here. Do you notice that the news is the TV news don't mind that part, like putting on the verdict,
Right.
which then does what you say.
Mhm.
It just taints every victim gets scared because you see what's happening here, and you watch the guy who did what he did, Belter, only get 8 years. He gets 8 years probation, right? That's what's it.
Yeah, he did. He bought a couple thousand new followers this week on the Niagara Action page. Niagara Action page lost quite a few people, so they had to buy more followers on the Niagara. Nick D'Angelo is the Niagara Action, 100%. That's not even.
How many followers does he have? How many is it? Do you know? Guess. Is it over 100? Is it what is it? 40,000?
Wait, no, more than that.
There's more than there is in Niagara County.
I could find out right now.
I mean, who worldwide would be going to him? I mean, I'm sure if you looked at his spot, it's got to be incredible. All the bots and all the nonsense. And we know you can buy stuff. You can see it. We could do it ourselves.
Oh, yeah. He pays for a blue check mark on
Twitter. Yeah, right. Because you can do that now. So I don't know.
Niagara Action has now 151,000 followers. He literally just bought thousands more followers.
If you're out there and you think that's real, you're not. I mean, if you actually, like, I could see someone trying to buy it from him. Because like, oh my God, look at all the followers. I want to buy this. Please don't buy it.
I want to give a shout out to the Niagara County Mugshot page for posting his mugshot. Thank you. Thank you to the Niagara. I know a lot of people thought that Niagara County Mugshot page was Nick D'Angelo. It was 100% Nick D'Angelo does not run the Niagara County Mugshot page. Nick D'Angelo runs the pages that you'll never see his mugshot on, and you'll never see anything about him, which is the Niagara Action, the Action 716, the Crime Niagara Falls, the Niagara Reporter. Those are all owned and run, right? Owned and run by Nicholas D'Angelo, the predator serial rapist pig.
Yes, pig. And you know, let's see what Gary's got to say here. There's a hell of a lot of mental illness out there, but there's help, and you think people would want to be happy, not mentally ill, hurting so many people. Yeah, very true. What's it say here? They don't realize how serious this is. They are taking this so lightly and making a joke out of Nick and what he did. Throw away the key and lock him up. The longer he is out there, he is a threat to society. You know, there's some other stuff too that's going on out there that no one seems to talk about, and it was in the newspaper and it was reported. Your own school district has been responsible for hurting about 30-some kids, let's say. That's all we know of that came forward during the Child Victims Act.
Right.
Silence.
Right.
No one cares.
Right.
No
Yeah,
one
they should
cares.
be posting that more.
Yeah.
They should be posting that, reminding people. Just even if people can't come forward, just so people can at least ask around and see if there are more victims, just so they could get the help that they need, counseling. You know what I mean? Like, just so, because God, there's got to be more. There's got to be more.
There has to be.
There has to be. Then they probably feel hopeless now because the Victims Act ended, and they probably feel like, well, what's the point of coming forward?
Right, because of what all that goes on.
Yeah.
No, or you're going to get sued.
Yeah.
And you have to go through that whole thing. But it's another case that's going on here that has nothing. That's silence.
Paul Barr put that article out a year ago, and
The Gazette wrote an article about it, not his thing, but wrote about the allegation, the things in civil court, nothing more. That's it.
Scott said after that butt brick picture, he's going to have a lot of followers in the jail shop.
Yeah, butt bricks. My goodness.
How do you use your sister's name?
yeah,
That's disgusting.
Oh, disturbing. But I was thinking about it the other day. D'Angelo, I actually had 3 of them. I can't remember the third one. You got this, the Niagara Falls School Board, and there's another one that's Grand Island just being ignored. You've got.
Yeah, you didn't see any of that in the paper, have you?
No, you got a school district that has a history of doing what it did and now is being finally, hopefully, brought to task. D'Angelo doing what he's doing, and in Grand Island, human trafficking, sex trafficking of little children. Not a word.
No.
2, 4, and 7 is garbage. I don't even care no more. I don't want to give them anything. I'm not talking to them. There's nothing to say no more. There's nothing to say. We've actually talked to Dave McKinley, I think, from Channel 2.
He's useless.
It did nothing happen.
He told me I wasn't a victim.
Right. That's right. Yeah.
He didn't consider me a victim. So
Right.
he's useless.
Yeah, fuck him.
Yeah,
And
right.
like I said, Sterling, we gave him information. He wanted to know all this stuff. So then all of a sudden we got
Half-assed,
something back from him saying he's no longer on it and it's been handed over to somebody else.
I wish you'd have told us who the somebody else was. Who
I know.
could that be?
Yeah.
I just said why, because now it's being hushed up. Oh, absolutely not.
He never planned on writing about it. Sterling never planned on writing about it. He can eat shit.
Why would he have been taken off of it? Why?
Yeah. And who's taking you out?
By Nick?
Yeah.
But stop it. That's not a newspaper. Nothing. It's not a
Like,
media.
I don't know if
It's not a
Sterling thinks
newspaper.
He has like this big bad position.
It's
like, he's
nothing.
Like, something like, dude, you're in a shit paper with shit people, with criminals. You look like a dumbass. And
That
I would
doesn't
like
even-
to say more.
And it's not even a paper. It's no longer a publication.
Yeah.
It's an online thing that no one looks at
Nobody
no
gives a
more.
shit about it. Actually, the last article you guys posted, it got nothing but everybody's trash talked it.
Yeah. They need to go away.
They do.
Fast.
They need to just go.
I hope politicians don't go over there.
I don't
I really
either.
hope they don't, because I don't want to have to do it
Yeah.
and go crazy and start saying they're pieces of garbage. Because I'm going to say it anyways, but at least I don't have to mean it. And a lot of times, it's just politics.
I saw one person that I liked that
that had some, but I got to find out if he knows.
Mhm.
And I will. But the other thing that I don't want to have, because usually it's just politics. It's not the person. Politics. You know what I mean? But if you go that route, it's going to become the person. I caught Wilson Elementary principal and superintendent, Dr. Wendt, illegally allowing a pedophile go in and out of the elementary school. Superintendent, Dr. Wendt, retired 2 weeks later to save his pension. But of course, I'm the bad person for reporting it.
They're always going to be the bad person for reporting it. They always go after the people for reporting it.
Mhm.
Well, just keep in mind, somebody has to be the bad guy. So
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
And you're the good guy to somebody, because
Yeah.
somebody you save, somebody that doesn't even know it, you save.
You're right. Someone's got to be the bad guy. And eventually, though, well, look at this. This is kind of very vindicating. It's nice in a way.
Mhm.
I mean, it's all being pulled out there. Everything
Yeah.
that Noel said is right. There it is. There you go.
All
And we
it
put
is.
up with a lot of shit, right? A lot of
shit.
paperwork, a lot of things to look at, a lot of things for Gail to go over, a lot of craziness.
Oh,
And
yeah.
but it's right and it's true. And in the end, I can't say it because I don't have any faith that in the
Right.
end things are going to work out the way it's supposed to, unless I almost say it'd be divine intervention or some kind of I don't know what.
I am
I'm not gonna.
not
I'm not gonna.
getting my hopes up whatsoever.
the corruption is too deep. And that's what we're finding out at every turn. The corruption is that deep.
Mhm.
Yeah, and they watch everything.
You watch
And I realized that in 2008 when I was on a radio station that the only people that heard it were George Optical and some people at Sevenson. Basically, I could open this window and reach more people, yell it. But they would always hear.
Yeah.
Remember, I times I'd be like, "Why are they even caring what I'm? Why do they
Right.
care?" And they would care, and then they come, so they hear everything too. They're very thin-skinned. These people that have this power. Things will work out. I hope so. But Niagara Action and the Niagara Reporter has yet to report on this D'Angelo stuff.
Yeah.
No, they will
No,
never.
no, Nick D'Angelo will never report on himself. He's going to hide it. Instead, he put somebody else's mugshot up. I wouldn't be surprised if Nick D'Angelo didn't find out who the jury was and go paid off the jury.
Oh yeah.
That's how he is. Then get away with paying off the jury.
We're in trouble if he goes, in my mind, this is my opinion. If he goes into that courtroom and comes out a free man, it's not good
No.
on the 31st.
No,
Because
there will be.
there should be, because he did something there that was very, very, I mean, come on. It's direct. Like I said, he was supposed to, obviously he's out on his own recognizance, so he's supposed to behave. He did something, like I said, if he would pick up for drinking and driving or whatever, it'd be different. I mean, it'd be bad, but different story. He did something directly straight at the rape case.
Yep.
Right at the DA. So it's got to be done. It has to be.
Yeah.
If it's not done, we're worse than South Carolina. We're worse than everyone.
Yeah.
Because even Murdaugh, they threw in jail till he waited trial. They didn't let him run around.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, they got him in there. So I don't.
Well, it's because he murdered someone. We don't murder people, but we can rape them.
You can rape them, you just can't.
Yeah, that's going to be one thing.
Sometimes people would rather be murdered.
I know. 'Cause then you gotta
Well,
deal
some
with
people
it.
kill themselves.
Mhm.
Some people take their own lives. And you know, I think that's one thing too we got to do. When this all is said and done, we can do other things. That's another thing. The awareness of this crime has to go further.
Yeah.
Like, and I don't even know where to start, but we'll have to figure it out because there's too many people that still, after all this time, just don't get it. April 8th, don't forget, we got lucky in the Niagara Falls, Ontario mayor.
Yeah.
Jim Diodati did something that took him 3.5 hours, and the falls will be lit up in teal for Sexual Assault Survivor Awareness Month. And it'll be at 10:15 at Falls. And we're going to have a link that you'll be able to watch it from home if you can't get there. So that's cool.
Yeah,
That was one of a few. I can't believe that guy.
I know.
The way, and I posted it too, some of the emails that he sent back, the way he responded to the fact that it was taking such a long time to get done was the way you should. Like when I say, when I think about when we talk to those politicians and say, hey, do you think we should change statute of limitations on sex crimes? Let me go think about it. Let me go read. What do you mean?
Right.
That would be an easy answer.
Right.
The answer is there's no appetite for that.
That is the answer. And we got that from a certain guy who was a certain judge way back when.
You might have left a certain
I don't
alleged
think he has
serial
an
rapist.
I don't think he himself has that.
No.
He doesn't, and neither does the judges, neither do the lawyers, neither do the any of them.
The teachers union.
Oh yeah, why are they still? They're another one.
Yeah.
Good thing. I'm glad you brought them up. Why aren't they? They should be outraged.
Yeah.
What a disgrace on that. You know, obviously they're their own brother or sister there in unionhood.
Yeah.
Is a
What
pig.
do they have working for schools too? We have the Tumas working for the school, so.
Yeah.
Mayor Jim Diodati is a politician we need at every corner. Yeah, I mean, he is a politician, but there should be a point where it's easy to just like it should be. I don't care what side you are or whatever stupid team you're on. There's certain things that should just be okay.
Right.
Should be agreed upon by everyone. And sexual crimes are not.
No.
They're not agreed upon. You have a debate about that if you bring it up. So.
And people should be outraged. Going back to the school district, people should be outraged that there's all these cases. Not only is no one talking about it, but either the school district is going to file bankruptcy or the school district is going to pay out a lot of money. And
one thing or another. And when you file bankruptcy,
and the people who pay school taxes should be outraged.
Yeah, there should be a lot of outrage.
Yeah.
There should be, and there's nothing. But
That's what I'm saying. People don't. I don't know if people not see rape as a big crime, but like how could you not see it as a crime? Something, if you see murder as a bad thing, though, how can you let rape go?
Right.
Somebody was physically harmed in a horrible way. Somebody was taken advantage of and hurt and harmed.
And they would be more concerned if their tires got popped.
Yeah.
Or if their neighbor's tires got popped. We would have a big scene and crying and feeling violated. I love that when that one person said that on our podcast, that on the message board, I'll never forget it, when they said they felt so violated because their garage got broken into.
Yeah.
Good Lord. Violated. All right, we should probably get ready to go. It's already 7:00. YouTube. Friends Media Network is where all of our shows are. Every one of them. Every one of the Citizens United shows you can see that ever existed, along with Falls Count Anywhere, Spitball and Sport Podcast, and Robin Live. And Robin Live tomorrow, we'll be talking about Lockport, New York. The hospital is closing, which they've known for a while. But there was another one that was supposed to be, a seamless. Catholic Health was supposed to take over for, I guess it's Kaleida or whatever they are, Greater Niagara. Supposed to take over for them, and it's not happening because of COVID. There's all kinds of excuses why. But City Hall fell asleep over there, so we'll talk about that. What else, Noel? Anything else I'm forgetting?
Sex trafficking.
Yeah, let's do that. Human trafficking. 888-373-7888.
If you think you know somebody who's being trafficked, or you've heard of somebody being trafficked or some trafficking, call this number. They will look into it because it is happening everywhere. It's happening in our area. Look at Grand Island. It's a huge deal. And if you have children or loved ones, you will understand how bad this is right now.
Yeah, definitely. You gotta, if you want to check out their podcast or their page, go to it. The truth about the ugly truth about the girl next door. Check it out. They're not being quiet, so that's good. They are getting all the same things that we have gotten.
Mm-hmm.
They're getting it all.
Oh, yeah.
See, every time I see their things, it kind of, I'm like, oh yeah, I remember it's coming. In the news, she talks about the news on there too, how they disregarded her.
Yeah.
Channel 2, 4, and 7. Of
course. We
got to disregard them.
Yeah.
We don't need them. The YWCA 716-433-6714. That's here in Niagara County. It's in every county in the United States and in Canada, provinces and stuff. Robin, it was great, right? You get an advocate who will go with you anywhere.
Yes.
That includes like court, hospital, police station, right?
Yes.
Anything like that.
The police station was great to have the advocate with me because she knew exactly what to do. She set it up with the right detective. She walked me through the whole process. So, like, I mean, we didn't have to go alone. You know, it wasn't just you and I going.
Which would have been,
you know, because then you feel uncomfortable. You don't know.
You'd been scared.
Yeah.
More scared.
More scared than I already was. And the advocate was fantastic. The counselors, top notch. They're there 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
And you get their personal phone number.
Like,
their cell phone. Yeah.
And then they'll counsel you via phone as often as you need for free. They can get you in contact with other survivors, like in support groups and stuff like that.
Yeah, they have some Zoom calls, I know, with survivors and stuff, which I know you were on one once.
Yeah.
Good stuff. And also I'm the loved one of someone who was hurt like that, and I had never, ever in my life, it never came to me. I don't know what happened in my family. Maybe they did, but no one ever said anything. So to me, it never happened until I met you, and I needed help to figure out some stuff, and they were great. It took 10 minutes, and it all makes sense as to why a survivor has a hard time opening up.
Mm-hmm.
Why I'm not going to do it, but you could call them. They can help you, or call. I would help you too if you want.
Yeah.
Because I do recall. I do remember.
We need more people like you. And
all of us.
Yeah.
All of us. Look, we can just pat each other on the back. Rain is a good one too, by the way. 1-800-656-4673. They're great. They're there all the time too.
And if you can't find your YWCA, call Rain. They'll help you find someone.
Great statistics and everything over there. Let's see if there are any parting shots here. They just allowed all of the accused back into Cornerstone in Grand Island. That's the
wow.
Yeah. I really wish we could talk to those people.
Yeah.
I know.
I would love to talk with them. I've reached out many times, and they always put hearts to our stuff. And it isn't like they're not looking; they just don't talk. And that's fine. Maybe someday they will. What else?
Well, they may be keeping their information to themselves right now so that nothing gets messed up.
Right, because they don't want anyone talking for them.
Right.
Which is probably smart, really smart. Tomorrow is Robin Live, Lockport stuff, and a bunch of stuff. Friday is Spitball and Sport Podcast, me and Scott Taggart. And then Balls Count Anywhere on Saturday with Charlie Turner, Chris DiCarlo. That's at 2 p.m. And I'm not sure on a guest, but we have one. I don't recall.
I don't recall.
That's all right. We have one though.
Is it the Mountie this week?
No. Maybe. Oh, yes, it is.
Yeah.
Oh, it is. It's the Rougeau, one of the Rougeau brothers.
Jacques
Rougeau. Yes, he'll be here. And he'll be there, and that'll be great. I wonder if he speaks French.
I think he does.
I think he does too. That's going to be cool. Great job, Chris and Charlie, for getting that. What's he got here?
I'm outraged that the little bakery didn't send pizza to the state police for arresting.
True. I believe that is right.
Wow.
Yeah. They do that.
Sheriff's out there.
Yeah. Why wouldn't they give them a congratulation?
He's probably too busy
Isn't that a bitch? What a good idea. What a good call there. Because think about all that they do, how they run to everyone's aid. If there's fireman, thank you. And
they're probably too busy congratulating D'Angelo.
Mm-hmm. They brought him. They might have brought him pizza.
Yeah.
Good call there by Scott. I didn't even think of them idiots. Yeah, they should be over there. Yeah, that pisses me off.
Yeah.
That is such a good point. I forgot all about them. I try to forget about them because, when I drive, it's a place, and I said this a million times, Buffalo Avenue between like 87th and 77th, maybe even down to 9th. And then going around the corner, like when you're heading down towards like Colvin Boulevard around there, they need to do something. Like it needs to be picked up and shook out. Oh yeah. Oh, she has stars?
Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
Tammy, 99 stars.
All right.
Thank
Thanks
you
a
so
lot.
much.
Thank you for the stars. That's right. Don't forget stars, everyone.
Yes.
Stars help us a ton.
Gary sent us stars too.
Again, Gary, thank you very much, Gary,
Thank
for the
you,
stars.
Gary.
We appreciate all the stars and everything. We appreciate everyone
You guys are
watching.
the best.
Even if you don't get stars, of course. We appreciate you watching and always supporting and all that stuff.
And share anything that you can for us.
Yeah, please
Yes.
share.
Share this today. Hit the share button.
And always keep an eye on Citizens United page because I'll always post or Noelle will always post. But then you just go to Noelle's page. That'll be up to the minute stuff. It'll take me a couple minutes to get it to ours. But you'll get it ready to roll.
Public, so it's
Yeah.
easy to share.
It's easy to share. Share it, please. You know what? That's our media. That's what I was trying to say one time in a post and I had to argue with somebody. It's the fact that we are the media, the whole bunch. Like if we're sharing your stuff, look how far it goes, where it can go. And then if you get on TikTok and you get on all these other places, now how many times did you have 100,000 in one time?
Yeah.
Oh, Gary sent 800 stars.
Wow. Thank you, Gary. Thanks
you,
a lot,
Gary.
my friend.
That's awesome.
Yeah, you're awesome.
All right, let's go home. That's it, man. Anything else that I missed?
Well, they're
All right, let's go. All right, everyone. We will see you next week, same time, same place.
Don't forget to tune in tomorrow. You don't want to miss our information on Lockport.
Tomorrow.
Yeah, there's a lot to be said there, and I'm probably going to go on I'm going to have a political stroke tomorrow. I know I am. I'm going to have one of those ones where I'm going to be red face screaming. All right, everyone. Take care.
Bye.
bye.